What's up, YouTube? Brian here with Team D-Boyz Infinity, and today I'm coming at you with my Demise Qli deck profile that I played at locals this past week. I kind of wanted to play this deck mostly because, like, during link format, it's gonna be kind of awkward because you're gonna have the best part about Demise in this deck was having like the pendulum scale, so you had other places to put cards, so you didn't have to discard them along with your traps. But now that all of that is contained in your five back row, you won't have the ability to do that. So I wanted to play this deck one more time to kind of, you know, aggravate some people, I guess. I don't know. I did pretty well with it. I came in second. I tied for first after Swiss, but the guy I drew with, he beat me out on tiebreakers, so he ended up finishing first. But anyway, without further ado, I'll hop right into the deck profile. It's pretty standard for a Qli list. So you have your two normals, Scout and Monolith. You have to play those, obviously. And then for the rest of the Qli Fort lineup, I play 3 Shell. It's a 9 scale, but it's also a double attacker, so it's nice to go for game. Then you have 2 Stealth, 2 Carrier, and 2 Helix for the smaller ones. So not much to say about those. Only 11 monsters. You don't want to play a lot and clog with Demise. So the worst case scenario, if you have extra ones, you can put them into your pendulum zones, but you don't really want to have a lot of them. So they can all be normal summons, so that's good. Onto the spells, I played 2 Pot of Desires. This card's risky because you don't want to lose your Scout. But a lot of times, since I play 3 art, a lot of times you can get the Scout out of the deck. I remember one game, I got the Scout and the Sacrifice out of my deck, and then I resolved Demise, drew into Desires, drew 2 more, and I had like 5 back row plus I drew into like an art. Yeah, it was a Summoner's Art, and I got the Monolith out of deck. So it was funny too, because in that same match, I literally opened with Scout and Sacrifice, and it was funny because I felt like I was playing old Qli Forts at full power because I opened all the like limited cards. Yeah, occasionally stuff like that happens. So anyway, for the other draw spells, we play 3 card Demise. Obviously, this card's retarded in this deck. And then 3 Pot of Duality. You don't really special summon a lot, so you can afford to run them. And the last consistency card, 3 Summoner's Art. You only have 2 targets for it, but obviously you can banish the dead ones off Desires, and also you need to see Scout like as quickly as possible, so you have to play 4 copies of it so you can get your Scout, and then you can continue to gain advantage as you stun your opponent with traps. The last couple spells, I played a lot of spells in this list. Not as many traps, but the last couple spells kind of double as traps. I have 2 Chalice. This card's ridiculous in this deck. It's good in general in the metagame for effect negation, but you can also use it to negate your Qli monsters' effects and then make them like boost their attack points, so it has an added utility. And I didn't know how I felt about this card, Cosmic Cyclone, because of the life point cost, because you're paying so much with Scout, and I play the full set of Solemns. But it worked out fine, so I was never in too terrible of a situation where I needed life points, because these games can go on and on, so sometimes you'll be wishing you had life to pay for things. But yeah, 2 Cosmic Cyclone. It can also double as a trap. You can set it turn 1, so that's kind of nice. And then the last spell is the 1 Sacrifice. I've noticed some Demise builds not running this, but I just think this card's too good not to run. Plus, you can search it. So that's it for the spells. Onto the traps, I play 1 Climate Change. It's a good recovery play. Usually, if I can turn 1, I'll search this with Scout. So if they get rid of my Scout with like a Typhoon or Twin Twisters, I can get it back. If it's a Cosmic Cyclone, I'm kind of out of luck. And then for the Floodgates, we played triple lose 1 turn. This card was like amazing this weekend. It won me a lot of matches. Obviously, it's ridiculous in Qlis, but it stops a lot of things in the meta. The only thing it doesn't really stop is True Draco. But thank God there wasn't any Masterpiece going around at my locals, or at least that I played. I didn't see anybody, but I didn't play any Draco, so that was good. Where that card kind of doesn't do a lot. But yeah, cards ridiculous, and without skill drain at 3, you have to play it at 3. And speaking of which, I played one Skill Drain, obvious staple, and then the last Floodgate is one Soul Drain. There's a lot of dinos at my locals, so Soul Drain was ridiculous, obviously. And then on to the regular traps, I played 2 Mirror Force and 1 Torrential. People don't play around these cards anymore. They don't respect these cards. I don't know why. They're ridiculous right now. There's not a lot of floaters, and so hitting people with these cards is huge. And then the last traps I played are the Solemns, the 3 strike and the 1 warning. So that rounds it out for the traps. There's no extra deck. You can play an extra deck if it comes up that that you don't have a Qli scale in the scale. So you can play an extra deck if you want to. I didn't feel like throwing one together last minute, but just play some rank 4s or whatever. I don't know, rank 5s, I guess. But it's not really needed, so I just kind of went in with that one. So that's it for the deck profile. If you have any suggestions or comments, questions about the build, let me know down below in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thanks for watching.